I'm here. Hopefully you can see me. If not, I'll turn on the bright light. Nobody's here yet. Hello? Is there anybody out there? Hello, hello. I'm going to turn on my light. And this is what I do while I'm waiting for people to come into the chat room. I sit and talk to myself and crochet. I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure. Hello? Is there anybody out there? Is anybody going to talk to me this evening for my first chat? Well, my first Thursday chat. Wow, people pop in and they pop right back out again. I guess nobody wants to talk to me. Thinking of others. Hey, thinking of others. Thank you. I'm so glad you popped in. This is a first for me to do on a Thursday night. So I asked several people and they said they thought that Thursday nights at this time would be good for people to pop in and chat with me. Although I got to get this hair out of my way. How are you this evening? Thinking of others? Hey, Heather. I'm doing all right. How about you? How are you doing today, Heather? Sorry, I had to pull my hair back. It was getting in my face. I like to be able to see the chat when it pops up. Can you guys hear me okay? I have a space heater going and it kind of makes some noise. So I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. Oh, from Bohemia. Awesome. Well, Gypsy is not the name on my birth certificate. I have an Irish name on my birth certificate. But I was given the nickname Gypsy when I was about 12 years old, and it kind of stuck. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you guys can see and hear me great. I did have the big light, the overhead light off, but I turned it on because I thought maybe it was too dark. So, and I have my beverages here. I'm polishing off a beer One, just one from dinner, and then my glass of water. So, y'all are welcome to grab yourself a beverage as well. Seems bright. Is it too bright? Should I turn off the other light, do you think, Heather? Here, let me show you what it looks like with the overhead light off. This is what I look like with the overhead light off. And I thought maybe that was dark. So, which do you like better? With it off? With the overhead light off? Or with the overhead light on? Hard cider. Yeah, cider's good too. I don't drink very often. Actually, very rarely. I have just hit your button. Oh, thank you, thinking of others. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm kind of new at this. It's better on. Okay, then I will leave it on. Yeah, I don't drink very often. As a matter of fact, I think I've had the same 6 beers in my refrigerator since Halloween. I don't know. But every now and again, I just get a craving for one. And so I'll have one. See, Heather, that's what I was thinking too, but then you couldn't see my face and it was really dark. I mean, I could try it with, I have a solar light. Let me try it with the solar light and see what you guys think, okay? So give me just 1 second. Okay, that's with the solar light on. It's not very bright, I know. So it's up to you guys. I'll do whatever. I can still see crocheting, you know. I can still see the chats and everything. So, uh-oh. I lost my hook. There it is. Now, how old are you, Heather? I forgot how old you are. Oh, thanks, thinking of others. I try to. I'm not always up and happy, but I try to be as best as I can. I do have some depression issues and I have chronic pain, so there are days when I do get down, but for the most part, you know, I try to be a very pleasant, happy kind of gal. You know, I'd rather be happy and try and make somebody else smile. Oh, okay. So you're the same age I am, pretty much. We're about, what, 9 months apart, I guess, Heather? Because I was born in October of 68, so you were born in August of 69, I'm guessing. So when you said you had to nab one from your dad, I was thinking, oh no, don't tell me she's under 21. Because I wouldn't want to encourage that kind of behavior. No, 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 no. We don't do that here. I'm hoping that some other people drop by. I did have some friends that said that they had set reminders to drop in this evening. So that would be good. What do you guys want to talk about? This is your first time to my chat, thinking of others. Heather's been here before. And I'm kind of like witchy. I just go a little all over the place, you know. This bottle's in this fridge. You know what, Heather? That might be why I've had the same 6 bottles of beer in my fridge since October. So, yeah. I do like a nice glass of wine once in a while. But I only support local vineyards here. So the wine that I buy is only from our region, my region. So now if other people bring over other wine, then, you know, and they leave it behind, then I might drink it. But if I'm buying wine myself, I support the wineries around here. We've actually got, I think we're up to 15 wineries now. And I am actually friends with some of the owners of the wineries, some of the producers, so that's nice, you know. it feels good to be able to support your friends. So I have to apologize ahead of time if the camera bounces a little bit because I have it sitting on my coffee table and I have my leg propped up on my coffee table because it kept falling asleep. So if I bounce a lot, I do apologize ahead of time. Oh, and I'll reiterate this too. I have been a friend of your channel for a bit, just watching. Oh, really? Thinking of others. Awesome. What kind of videos have you been watching of mine? I always am interested to know what people like and what they don't like, you know, so I can make my channel better. Guys! Sorry, Tabitha and Magic, of course, are running back and forth playing. But yeah, I like to know what people like and what they don't like so that I can make my channel better because that's kind of the goal, you know. I want to produce content that people will enjoy. You know, I want to make people happy. So Bombay Sapphire Gin. I have not ever had that. I don't even know if I've ever had gin before, if I'm honest. Um, yeah, I don't think I've ever had gin. I've seen the bottles. The Bombay gin, isn't that the one in the big blue bottle? I've always been envious of the bottles because I'm like, I just want the bottle. I just want the pretty blue glass, you know. I'm like a magpie, bright, shiny things. Magic, be good. Hey. Sorry, gotta yell at the kids every now and again. They start running under my feet and then it'll get very chaotic very quickly. Many herbs incorporated into it. Well, I know, isn't gin made from the juniper berry, from the juniper tree? Trying to think. Yeah, I really don't think I've ever had it. I love sparklies. Yeah, my mom always said I was like a magpie when I was a little kid. You know, bright shiny objects. Woo, bright shiny objects. What is that one kids movie where the dog goes, he's talking and then all of a sudden he goes, squirrel! That's always been me. Uh-oh, I missed something. Oh yeah, juniper berries. Okay, cool. I thought that's what gin came from. A girlfriend of mine and I actually made broom wine is what it's called, and it's made from almonds. And yeah, it didn't turn out very well. We kind of gave up trying. It did not turn out very well at all. I may have to try it again. I still have the recipe. You said you were a hippie, a witch living in the woods. Yes, that's what I am. Just a crazy cat lady hippie witch living in the middle of the woods, you know. I tried to take care of myself. What oops, Heather? What oops? Something happened? Did I miss something? Oh, somebody else is here. Say hello. Hi, thinking of you. Okay, I'm confused. Oh, hey, One Life to Live. Hi. This is your first time here, too. Oh, the homemade wine was an oops. Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. However, I did make mead. I made midsummer mead 2 years ago, and it was delicious. Oh my gosh, it was so good. My ex-husband and I actually made it while we were still married, and it was really, really good. Um, but like I said, I don't drink a lot. You know, that's not my bag. I've never been, well, I shouldn't say I've never been a drinker. It was funny. I was like a really big drinker before I was a legal drinker. And then by the time I became 21 and legal, I was married and getting ready to move overseas. So I was like, it was out of my system by that point. Dream of making my own mead and wine. You know, there's a lot of really wonderful books out there, Heather. What is the one that I think the book that I used, I think it's just called Making Mead. Um, and it wasn't that difficult. It really wasn't, you know. And we bought the big, I think it's called a 2 gallon jug, and that was only like $12 on Amazon. So, oh, you don't drink at all? Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. Thinking of others. That's a nice thing to say. I try to do nice things, and my brain goes like a million miles a minute. So if I start stuttering, I have to apologize because it's like my brain goes faster than my mouth can keep up. And I have so many different interests and everything, you know, so I'm happy to talk about just about anything. And, you know, I always tell everybody you're welcome to ask me questions, and I reserve the right to not answer them. But you've probably guessed if you've seen me on Witchy's channel, you know, I'm not really shy. And I'm honest. I won't lie to you. You're stuttering while you type. Well, I actually had to take speech and diction lessons because of my stuttering. My wife to be, and I have 6 indoor. Oh, me too, cat people. I have 4. The sentences become one long word. Hey, Amanda Stewart. Awesome. Yay. Oh no. I'm trying to make you a moderator, Amanda, and I don't know how to do it. How can I do it? I don't want to remove you or anything. Well, shucky durns. I think I have to do it after the fact, Amanda. Is that right? That I have to make you a moderator after? Click 3 dots. There's no 3 dots, hon. Yeah, I think it has to be done after, but how can I do it now? I'm on my phone. All I have is actions: report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel. That's all. That's the only options it's giving me, Amanda. It's not giving me 3 dots. Yeah, exactly. Let's do it after. Okay, so Amanda, I'll make you a moderator after. But yeah, we were just talking about like making different beverages. You know, I said that I had made midsummer mead before, and I made broom wine before, but my broom wine was awful. Live up in Northern Mountain. Oh, Georgia. We're at in Georgia. I actually lived in Jasper when I was younger, or should I say Georgia? It's not Georgia. It's Georgia. So, um, 6 years ago, to be mountain people. Well, you know what's funny is when I lived in Jasper, there weren't even roads where we lived. We lived literally way out in the sticks. And if you didn't know your way around the back roads, you would never find our place. I was little. I was probably, gosh, 3, 4. I don't know. It was like we would go spend summers there. We would live there during the summer, and then we'd move back to Illinois. My cousins lived in Jasper, and so we would live like in a trailer next to them. So, oh, before I forget, if If my phone rings, I will answer it. It's because my grandson, he was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and he is actually in the hospital. He's never been home from the hospital. He's almost 7 months old. And if I get a phone call, I answer the phone because it could be good news or it could be bad news regarding my grandson. So if I suddenly like stop the stream, please, please, please do not be upset with me. I will always put a note afterwards of what happened, because it happened during one of my live streams before. I did turn my ringer off so that you won't hear the my ringtone music. So never emergencies. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. Yeah, it just, I don't know. If that's kind of one of my rules is family always comes first. So, family first, friends are second, and then I work on everybody else. So, Heather F. Manchester. Oh, Manchester, Tennessee, right? Not England, not Manchester, England. Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, my kinfolk actually came through the Appalachian Mountains. So I know all about Tennessee mountain folk and Kentucky mountain folk. So, and I ended up here in Illinois, Southern Illinois, and I lost most of my Southern accent. Do you guys think I have a Southern accent? Or do you think I have like just a stereotypical Midwest American accent? Be truthful. Be truthful. Oh, thank you, thinking of others. His name is Jaden. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I'm always curious. Now, my ex-husband used to kind of tease me a little bit. When I get angry or really tired, but especially when I get angry, my southern accent comes out. And he would say things like, "Oh, look out, kids. She's gone south of the Mason-Dixon line again. You better hide." So, you can't detect an accent, really. Would you like me to show you how I used to talk? Or how my mother actually talked up until the day she died. But I had to work really long and hard to get rid of my accent. I used to talk like this, and I just dropped the G off everything, and y'all was just my darling friends, and I just always talked like this. I didn't know no better. It just came out that way. And, my mama used to say that she was going to go outside and dump the truck over and change the tire. And then she'd come in and wash her hands in the sink. That's how I used to talk. And people used to ask me, "Are you from Texas? Are you from Georgia?" You wish you could type in Texas. Really thinking of others. You think that sounds lovely? I got teased a lot for my accent. Oh, Olney. Yeah, I know exactly where Olney is. My first husband was from from the Olney area. Yeah. Oh, thanks, One Mike to Live. Now, what's funny now is I can pick up accents. But I did have to go through speech and diction classes because when I started university, I actually wanted to be a broadcast journalist. Yes, this gal right here. You got to keep in mind, this was in 1986, and Geraldo Rivera had a good reputation at that time, and he was actually a combat reporter. And I remember watching him crawling through the mud underneath the barbed wire fences with missiles going over his head, and he was reporting from the war. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be out there doing that. Well, in 1986, I was at the time, because I graduated high school early, Like how much fun you're having. I, you know, I like I said, it was 1986. I was 17. I was blonde, blue-eyed, teeny tiny. I mean, I stood 4'10" and weighed next to nothing. And I was told by my journalism professor, "Oh, honey, you're too pretty to be in a war zone. You should think about being a weather girl." Yeah, it didn't take me long to leave the journalism department. Oh yeah, albino squirrels. I've seen the albino squirrels in Olney. Um, yes, thank you, mods. I do appreciate the mods. Um, but yeah, so I was told that blonde, blue eyed, I was too pretty to be in a war zone. I needed to be a weather girl. And I said, well, screw that. I'm not going to do that. So I went into theater. And in theater, unless you're Holly Hunter, you can't get very many roles with a Southern accent. You just can't. And so I ended up taking speech and diction classes so that I could learn to speak more effectively and more succinctly without a proper Southern dialect, but rather a more flat Midwestern dialect. And I guess my training stuck. However, if I'm around my family, oh, I slide right back into that Southern accent. Or if I'm angry or really tired, I'll slide right back into it. And what's really interesting too is that I lived in Germany for 4 years. And if I'm around native German speakers, I'll slip into a German accent without any problem because my great grandfather was German, so I had heard the accent before I even moved to Germany and then learned German from, not sure how to moderate. Heather, you'll do fine. And you know what? I thought about interior design as well. So that's cool. Basically, mods, and since there's only 3 people in here, it really doesn't mean a whole lot because you guys are cool. Um, I just I don't want any fighting. I don't want any name calling. I don't want anybody be rude. Um, would you say, Mike? You have a radio voice, no distinct. Oh, I used to be a disc jockey. Believe it or not. Yeah, I was a disc jockey on, don't laugh. Well, no, you can laugh because it's funny. On a Christian radio station. Um, WDBX. Oh, no, it wasn't DBX. It was WXAN 105, the home of Southern Hospitality. Yes! WXAN. Gosh, I totally forgot about doing that too. Yeah, I was a disc jockey for a while, and then every now and again, even though I wasn't actually working for the radio station, um, I had a good friend that worked for WTAO, the home of rock. And when he would have to go to the bathroom, I would get on air. And I would do the intros to songs, I mean, just easy stuff. It wasn't anything, real difficult, like here's another one from REO Speedwagon. Yeah, stuff like that. So there you Caribbean Cincinnati. That was one of my favorite shows. As a matter of fact, my daughter Bailey was named after the reporter Bailey Quarters off of WKRP in Cincinnati. How about that? Hey, there's another person in here. I see we've got 4 in here. Who did I miss? Who did I not say hello to? Someone make sure I say hi to everybody because I like saying hi to everybody. Homestead in the Highlands. Hey, welcome. What Highlands? Are you in the Scottish Highlands? Are you in some American, like New England Highlands? Where are you at? Ah, Scotland. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, no worries, Amanda. Tell Lucas, hey. I haven't seen him post anything recently. Did I miss something? Because I thought he was posting pretty regularly there for a while. So whereabouts in Scotland are you? Homestead in the Highlands? I haven't ever been to Scotland. That's one of the places on my bucket list. Oh, good, Amanda, because I really enjoy his videos. I do. Amanda's son does videos. He does unboxing videos, which are really neat. I like his toy videos. It's called Lucas Favorite Toys. Make sure you check out that channel. In the Whiskey Trail in the Northeast. Hey, I'm a whiskey gal. I can handle that. Awesome. Hey, not on the couch. Not on the couch. You know the rules. Sorry, guys. I have 4 cats, 2 males and 2 females. And the 2 females do not get along. And so my rule is they can fight it out. I don't care. That's what animals do. But they're not allowed to do it on the couch. So, you know. The accents of Scotland. Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. I have to admit, though, and you probably, Homestead in the Highlands, you probably hate this reference, but I can't help it. But the accents in Highlander, the first one only, the other 2 were a joke, but the first Highlander movie, oh, you have an English accent. Oh, okay. So where were you raised then? If you were, if you just moved to the Highland, to the Whiskey Trail last year. Oh, you're good, Robin. Hey, welcome, welcome. 2 cats in the house, 3 outside, a dog in. Oh, nice, Mike. That's awesome. The Midlands of England. Okay. Well, I can't say I've never been to England. My plane touched down in England. Actually, it was grounded for ice on the wings, but we were not allowed to get off the plane. So technically, I was in England, but I never got to see anything. So, hey, Maggie Joe, you're new. Yay, I'm a cat lover too. Got my 4 babies. You will see them running around. As a matter of fact, there's one of them. That's Magic. He's my black kitty. Adopted him on Black Friday. And then I also have Derby Drainpipe, Baxter Jr., and Tabitha Demeter. Those are my 4 babies. Hey, Crash! Awesome! Glad that you're here. Nice. Been to Dallas, but the airport changed. Nice. So you understand what I've been through, Homestead in the Highlands. I found out through a DNA test that I am 44% Scandinavian, and the rest of me is German, Irish, Iberian. Don't ask me where that came from. And Welsh. So I like to say I'm a Euromut. I'm just a Euromut. But that's okay. That's a great mix. You know what I like to say, Homestead? I like to say that it's a terrible mix for temper, but a great mix for drinking. Because I tell you what, I can hold my liquor like nobody else. They look at me and they go, but you're so little. How can you drink like that? No way. Irish, Welsh, and English. Oh, awesome. And somewhere along the line, I also have a little bit of Cherokee Indian, but the DNA tests that are currently available do not produce, there's not enough DNA evidence to determine, hey, Deer Park, to determine Native American ancestry. But I know that I had a triple great-grandmother who was Cherokee Indian. So even though I'm a blondie, I like to say the only Indian I have is in my cheekbones. So, who's Roman? Wait, did I miss somebody? Irish, Welsh, English. Oh, yeah, that's my blood. The drinking, yeah, that's my blood. I can definitely hold my liquor. I don't know if Oh, you're Roman, Deer Park. Okay, awesome. Now I know a name. Okay, I'll try to remember. I'm terrible at remembering names, though. Um, Homestead in the Highlands. I don't know if they have this game in Scotland or England, actually. But here, there's a game we call Quarters. And you're Cheryl. Okay, is that right? Cheryl? Is it Shirley? I hope it's Cheryl. I hope I said that right. Um, but there's this game called Quarters where basically you have to flip a coin into a glass and okay, right the first time. Awesome. And when you get it in the glass, you don't have to drink. And or no, you do have to drink. I keep forgetting. You do have to drink. So I would miss and I would miss and I'd miss until I would start drinking. The more I drank, the better I got. And I would drink these 300-pound guys under the table. It's crazy. Thinking of others is Dave in Georgia. Okay, thinking of others is Dave. Deer Park is Roman. Mike is Mike. Never Mikey. That's okay. I'm never Missy. Missy is reserved for family only and one friend who has known me since since we were both 2 years old. Don't ever call me that. Don't even in jest. Don't call me Little Missy. Nothing like that. I will not respond. Um, did Missy? Are you serious, Amanda? Missy is your dog's name? That's funny. How did I not get that before? Okay. Wait a minute. Change my name. Here's my real name. Oh, you choose who's drinking it. Oh, well, I guess we played it differently. It's been a long time ago. My goodness. Um, my ancestry is really, really interesting because, like I said, I had the triple great grandmother who was Cherokee Indian, and my grandmother looked Indian. She had jet black hair and dark, dark eyes and kind of a ruddy complexion, and her hair was wiry, and she looked it. When I was born with white blonde hair, and I always thought I was adopted. And funny thing is, after doing the DNA test, see, there was a family rumor when I was younger that the man that I grew up calling dad was not my biological father. And I always thought I was adopted. Well, both of my parents are deceased. My mother died in 2009. My dad died in 2012. And so I decided to do a DNA test. Yeah, it proved that he was not my biological father. So I don't know who my biological father was, but that's where the Scandinavian part came in. That's why I was, a towhead at birth. So blonde hair, blue eyes, I always thought that was the German side of me because I am only one of two blondes in the family. So that's awesome. Your twin and one was adopted. It's funny. My mom used to call my sister and I her night and day twins because my sister's 7 years younger than me and she has brown hair, brown eyes, and olive skin. I had blonde hair, blue eyes, and pale white. So, Crash, you were born in Germany. Whereabouts? Whereabouts in Germany? My son was born in Beckenfeld, and I used to live in Baumholder. And ja, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Ein bisschen. My son speaks it much better. He spoke German before he spoke English. And he's kept up with it. He's almost 26 now, and he's still pretty fluent in German. And he has dual citizenship, all that good stuff. So I've been sitting here talking. Here's another thing that happens to me is I talk with my hands. So, Wagberg. Where's Wagberg at? What's the nearest big town? Oh, Ankles. Okay. Huh. Excuse me. Yeah, The only foreign countries I've ever been to is Mexico and Germany, and then of course that stopover in England that I didn't get to see anything but fog and snow. So one of my, it's on my bucket list. I want to go to England. I have a couple friends there. I would like to cross the border from Belgium. Trying to think, because I was actually close to Paris. No, Heather, I did not finish my pillow cover. I wanted something easy to do tonight that I didn't have to focus on. And so I do this thing all year round where, and I actually put this over here in case anybody asks, I collect yarn from different projects, you know, that's left over from different projects that I do all year round. And I tie them. I have two of these big spools, and I tie them on these spools. And when the spools get full, then usually around June, I start crocheting blankets for the homeless. Oh, okay. But anyway, I crochet blankets for the homeless shelter that we have here. And so I just odd bits of yarn I put together, and that's kind of what I'm working on right now. I didn't want to have to focus on a pattern or anything. What, like little jumpers? Jumpers, or I do a lot of different types of crocheting. I crochet blankets, I crochet pillowcases, I crochet purses. Hey, Wonderful Life, welcome. I crochet scarves and hats and mittens, and you know, sometimes you may only have, you know, a few inches left, and so I just tie it all together and then turn it into a blanket. Extra eggs to local food. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Homestead. I've been doing this for so many years now. Oh, crash, I do embroidery too, but my eyes are starting to get bad, so it's hard for me to do the embroidery and cross stitch. So I wear bifocals. You know, the older I get, the harder it gets. You know, age. It's a creepy thing, you know, it creeps right up on you. So, oh, thanks, Maggie Jo. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. The only rules in here is you got to be nice to each other. You know, be respectful, be kind, and, you know, if you disagree, then you agree to disagree. Because I don't like negativity. I take the eggs on Friday. Oh, nice. Lunch with the Goshens. Yeah, they are sweet people. I've never met them, obviously, but I subscribe to their channel, so that's pretty cool. You'll find I subscribe to a lot of homesteading channels. That's kind of a dream of mine, is to be a homesteader. Um, right now, I'm kind of half homesteading. I do try to grow a little garden for myself because I live alone, so I don't need a lot. So I grow a little garden for myself and things like that. So, I'm trying. I learned how to use a chainsaw last year, so I have cut down some trees and chopped firewood. So, things like that. Who's that behind me? Oh, that's Magic. Say hi, Magic. You say hi. Bless his heart. He grew up in a shelter. He was surrendered at the age of 6 weeks, and I adopted him when he was a year and a half old. So this is the first and only house he has ever lived in. And he was so scared. He didn't know what to make of it. There were no bars. There were no cages. He got to walk around from room to room. So, yeah, he likes it. Oh, yeah, I try to rescue um, as many as I can. You know, Tabitha, which maybe I can turn. Tabitha. That's Tabitha. She's a little calico. You can't really tell right now. She just looks black, but she's a little calico. Um, somebody was going to throw her away. And I said, "You're going to throw her my way. I will take her." So, oh, hey, Incense Shop. I forgot your name. Please forgive me. You're getting kittens soon? Oh, awesome. I am terrible with names, guys. I really am. Part of it is having fibromyalgia, so it kind of affects my brain. The other part of it is that I've taken a lot of hits to the head. I played roller derby for 6 years. So, Henry, that's right, Henry. Thank you, Henry. I'm gonna do my best. I need to write it down. But yeah, between the fibromyalgia and the several concussions that I have gotten, um, my brain doesn't always work the way I want. Oh yeah, fibro is awful. It is absolutely awful. Although I stopped 3 years ago, with the help of my doctor, I got oh yeah, Big Family Homestead. Yeah, I used to subscribe to them too. Krista's a sweetie. But anyways, I let's see, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, with the help of my doctor, I got off my fibromyalgia medication because I felt it was making me worse. I mean, I would have conversations with my children and I couldn't remember talking to them. I couldn't put full sentences together. And for someone whose mind works a million miles a minute, that's horrible. Oh, Mike, you never would have thought that I did roller derby? Let's see here. I even wore it tonight. I don't know if you can see it. Twin City Derby Girls. That was my last team I skated with. I started off with the Southern Illinois Roller Girls. And then when I moved to the Champaign region, I started skating with the Twin City Derby Girls. And I retired with them. So, Heather. I got a lot of injuries. Exactly, Homestead in the Highlands, and I was on something that was so awful that they kept increasing the dose and increasing the dose, and I was on it for 9 years, and it was getting to the point to where I was taking gabapentin, and I was on 3,600 milligrams a day, and that's like off the charts. I was killing my liver, I was destroying my stomach, and I was messing with my brain. And I said, you know what? I would rather feel the pain and know that I'm alive. So nice. That's awesome, Cheryl. I'm glad to hear that for you. That's wonderful. Yeah, I am now the only medication that I am on now is I take meloxicam for my arthritis and my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, because I tried going off of it. I had this goal of being med free, and with the help of my doctor. And after 2 months without the meloxicam, I couldn't work. I could do nothing. My hands swelled up, I couldn't do anything. So I had to go back on the meloxicam. And when my PTSD is getting really bad, then I go back on the Xanax. But that's it. I don't take anything else. Oh my goodness, this chat's going by so fast. Hang on, let me see if I can catch up. I want to catch up. Oh, agree, Mike. Yes, I agree. Um, oh, nice. Roman. Deer Park, are you Roman? I think you're Roman. I like rockabilly. That's awesome. Stray Cats, I could totally get down with that. But yeah, I skated roller derby. I did get quite a few injuries. One of my worst ones was when I broke my helmet. Do you know how hard you have to hit to break a helmet? I mean, yeah, it's yeah, I said maybe hockey. Thanks, Mary Jo. They rescued me too. They keep me from being alone. I like to tell people that roller derby is like football on concrete on roller skates. That's what roller derby is. So, I mean, I've dislocated this shoulder 3 times. I've had probably, I don't know, 15 concussions. I broke my foot. I messed up my ankles. So, yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Um, your greaser heart, awesome. And you want to hear something funny about my roller derby experience? I didn't start roller derby until I was 42 years old. I was 42 years old when I started and I retired at 48. Oh, yes, the Brian Seltzer Orchestra. Yes, awesome. Stray cat strut, I'm a stray cat. Yeah, I love it. Feline Casanova, hey man, that's that. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But yeah, all of my teammates were a lot younger than me, so they would call me mom. Because I was the oldest one in the league from age 42 to age 48. And my roller derby name was Summer of Love, and my number was 1968, the year I was born. Ah, Habibi, yes, hello. I looked up what Habibi means, and it means sweetie, I believe. Let's see. Oh, darn it, there it goes. Approaching, aiding, and still goes. Oh, and ice dancing. That's awesome. Hey, Johnny Cash, the rules too. You know, he was one of the original. Ring of Fire. Oh, well, that is Jerry Lee Lewis, my darling. Ring of Fire. Yes, that's Jerry Lee Lewis. Can you tell I've been around music a little bit? Huge Cash fan. Cooking dinner. Awesome, Amanda. I'm glad that you're jumping in every now and again, because that way when the stream ends, I can make you a mod for the next time. So, and I like to sing too. Can you tell if you've watched any of my my other live streams? I end up. How did you do roller derby with Ehlers-Danlos? I did not know that I had Ehlers-Danlos at the time that I did roller derby, but I got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos almost 2 years ago. So what happened is I retired from roller derby, and within a few months after I retired from roller derby, I got diagnosed with the Ehlers-Danlos. So, you know, it explained a lot of my injuries, you know. Oh, Great Balls Fire. Yeah, okay. Maybe I messed up. Fell into a burning ring of fire. Then burn, burn, and the flames keep going higher. Yeah, okay. Yep, sorry. I again, fibro brain. You know, it goes crazy sometimes. But yeah, I didn't get diagnosed with the Ehlers-Danlos until after I had already retired from roller derby. But like I said, it did explain a lot of my injuries and a lot of the things. You need to stay chilled out now. A karaoke. Why not do a karaoke on the live stream? Why not? Although usually one of my karaoke go-to songs is Landslide. It's recorded by Fleetwood Mac, but it was written by Stevie Nicks. She's my babe. She's my babe. So, uh-oh. Yes, excuse my spelling. Oh, see you later, Cheryl. I hope you come back again. Enjoy the lovely, lovely hills of Scotland, and shoot a whiskey for me, okay? I was so glad that you came in. And do your hobbies. You need to watch Kamikaze Curve. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Cool song. See you later, thinking of others. I'm sorry I forgot your name already. I'm terrible. I'm glad that you came in. Yay. I'm so glad that I had people come in because, you know, I was worried that nobody was going to show up because that's usually what happens. So, but, I don't claim to be a good singer. How was my Ehlers-Danlos diagnosed? Um, okay, my sister was actually diagnosed with it first. She was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos type 3, which is hypermobile. There's actually 5 types of Ehlers-Danlos. Of the 5 types, type 3 is the most common. However, all 5 types are rare. My sister was diagnosed and she called me and said, "Hey, I've just been diagnosed with this rare genetic disorder. I think you have it too. You need to go get checked out." So, thinking of others is okay. So I went to my general practitioner and I said, "Hey, my sister just got diagnosed with this thing." And he said, "Okay, let's do the Beighton scale." And if you can Google it, it's Beighton scale. And so we did the Beighton scale, and I had everything on the Beighton scale. And he said, from doing the Beighton scale, I am going to diagnose you with Ehlers-Danlos type 3. However, I would recommend you go to another professional and get a second opinion. But I'm 100% your textbook case for it. And I said, okay. So I went to my rheumatologist because, you know, I have fibro, so I had a rheumatologist. And I went to my rheumatologist and I said, "Hey, I said, my sister got diagnosed with this Ehlers-Danlos type 3. My GP did the Beighton scale on me and diagnosed me with Ehlers-Danlos type 3. However, I'd like another opinion." So he did the Beighton scale, and then he also did a few other manipulations and tests and things and asked me a bunch of questions. And he says, "Oh, yes, you're our 100% textbook case of Ehlers-Danlos type 3, which is hypermobile." Well, I still wasn't convinced because I'm stubborn that way. So I went to the ultimate authority, which was a geneticist. And I went to a geneticist in Springfield, Illinois. And she, you know, did kind of a swab of my mouth. And she also did the Beighton scale. And she also asked me some other questions. She also did some other manipulations. And then she called in her PA and a couple of other students and said, "Okay, I need you to watch what Ms. Obermuller does." And we went through the Beighton scale. And then she turned to them and said, "This is a textbook example of what Ehlers-Danlos type 3 looks like. Remember this." So that's how I found out that I had Ehlers-Danlos type 3. I went to 3 different professionals, the last one being a geneticist, and you know what? You can't fake your genetics. Once they take that swab, that's that. That's you. That's your body. That's your cells. And so there you go. That's how I got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos. So I have been told I will end up in a wheelchair probably within the next 10 years. I already have braces that I wear on my wrists and on my knees and my ankles and my hips on really bad days. But I keep telling myself, damn it, I'm a stubborn old bird and I'm gonna just keep on trucking and doing what I do. So I feel like I've missed a lot of chat. Are you guys just like chatting amongst yourselves here? Musical instruments. Hey, I used to play trombone. Does that count? Oh, I like practical magic music too. Have a for I took trombone lessons, but then I switched to singing. I did singing. I used to go to contests. I competed in contests. Yes, but we're still listening. Oh, awesome. Because if I start rambling on, please somebody just like throw it up in capital letters. Hey, you're rambling. So, oh, awesome, Robin. Now, see, my grandfather was in a country western band. So I used to go watch him play honky tonks when I was little. So, and my dad actually was a Hank Williams Sr., not Junior, Hank Williams Sr. fan. So my dad used to play guitar and he would always play Hank Williams Sr. songs. And what's funny is my mom was a singer, but my mom was a hippie. So my house was very interesting because my mom would sing the Fifth Dimension songs, like Stone Soul Picnic, and like Three Dog Night songs and things like that. So, thank you so much, Minnie. Well, Maggie Jill, look up the Baton scale first. And, you have to have at least 6 on the Baton scale to even be considered to be looked at for Ehlers-Danlos. And actually, Maggie Jo, where are you located? Are you in the U.S.? Because in the U.S., there are very, very, very few doctors that are familiar with Ehlers-Danlos. I had to actually educate. When I moved back to Southern Illinois, I had to educate the doctors here in Southern Illinois what Ehlers-Danlos was because they didn't know what it was. My doctors up in Champaign, they knew what it was, but my doctors here in Southern Illinois had no clue. So Maggie, I hope you get some help. Oh, nice. Me too, Robin. Oh, George Jones. He stopped loving her today. Oh, yes. Oh, y'all are going to get me. See, the Southern's coming out. The Southern's coming out. You got to cut it out. Boy, it's a good thing I'm not shooting whiskey because I would be singing some Southern songs. That or Janis Joplin, because I love Janis Joplin. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you. I took singing lessons too. Oh yeah, Janice. Me and Bobby McGee, that is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. That and all right, speaking of Janice, okay, you guys don't laugh at me because I'm about to sing, okay? How about oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Sorry, I messed up, but you got the idea. You're in the state of Georgia. Okay, you have many of some. Okay, Maggie Jo, try to Google search an ADS specialist in Georgia, because you know I was going to name that one, Mike. Because that's what you need. You need a specialist. So, Buck Owens, oh yeah. Hey, I grew up on Hee Haw. I'm from, it's so funny. Even though I'm Midwestern, I'm Southern Midwestern. I'm closer to Kentucky and Tennessee, than I am, say, to Michigan. So I'm more Southern than anything. But I don't know. I like a little bit of everything, if I'm honest. I mean, I like the blues. I like, Ode to Billy Joe. Yes. Harper Valley PTA. Oh, Nancy Sinatra. Give me a good Nancy Sinatra song. These boots are made for walking. I'm happy. The musical Hair is one of my favorites. I like to say that I can go from Bach to Billy Idol to Beethoven to Buck Owens to, Beck. I like Beck. And if you're not familiar with Beck, think 2 turntables and a microphone. So, yeah, Harper Valley. Oh, yeah. And I say the word groovy. I do say groovy. And if you want to know something, I used to be in a punk band. I was in Aerosmith, yeah. I was in oh, no problem, Maggie Joe. You stay strong too. Many, many love and blessings upon you. I hope you find somebody that can help you out because this disease is awful and we need more research done on it. So, but yeah, I was in a punk band called Catsplat, believe it or not. And I used to guest sing with a punk band called Diet Christ. If you could call it singing. So, George Strait. Oh no, honey, you give me Randy Travis. Randy Travis could sit in a pile of mud and read the phone book, and I would just be like, drool, wiping the drool. I could listen to Randy Travis talk all day long. Old school punk, like Ramones. Oh yeah, Ramones. Um, they're one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, Dee Dee Ramone. I had such a crush. Oh, yeah, the Ramones, awesome. I actually saw Black Flag in concert at a place here called the Lost Cross House before Black Flag was popular. Um, it's just a matter of time. Oh, okay. See, now we're gonna start naming all these songs. But like I did say, Stevie Nicks. Yes, Henry Rollins, exactly. Yeah, I actually saw Henry Rollins play with Black Flag at the Lost Cross House. So, Maggie Joe, just be careful with joining Ehlers-Danlos groups because you don't want to join one that's going to be diagnostic. You want to join one that's going to be supportive. Brooke Benton, Tim, Travis, Kobe, better. I don't know. I was never cool. When I was in high school, I mean, I got picked on a lot. Um, yeah, I got picked on a whole bunch in high school. You know, when I was in high school, when I started high school, I was 12. I was 4'6" and maybe 75 pounds sopping wet. By the time I graduated high school, I was 4'9" and maybe 80 pounds. I mean, I was still wearing little girls' clothes in high school. And so people like to pick on me. And on top of it, I'm loud and I'm hyper and I like kooky colors mixed together. And you know what? I'm the type of person that I don't look at your color or your gender or your socioeconomic background. If you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you. And I didn't fit in with the cliques in school. And so, you know, there would be people that would make fun of me. That, and I came from a very poor family. My mother made my clothes. I mean, if you've ever listened to Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors, that song makes me cry every time because I can so relate to it. So, but yeah, I was never one of the cool kids. It wasn't until after I graduated high school and started college and I was actually hanging out with college people that I felt like I kind of fit in. You know, I didn't feel like I was the odd one out. I think maybe it's because, you know, little fish, bigger pond. You know, and I found my tribe. I started hanging out with theater people. Theater people are fun. Theater people are the best. So, play a song for me, Applejack. Oh, yeah, Dolly Parton. Yo. Exactly. Punk was born from kids like us, you know? I mean, that's the DIY movement, you know, and just not having shit, pardon my language, but not having any money, not having a place to go, not fitting in. but being creative and having ideas and wanting to express themselves, but always being told, no, that's not right. You can't do that. And going, you want to bet? Watch me shove this safety pin in my ear and spike my hair up into a mohawk. And, I mean, by the time, like I said, when I got to college, I was 17. I graduated high school at 17. So I started college within a few months. Yeah, roller derby girl, exactly. And I don't know, I found the drag queens, and I found the punkers, and I found the the artists, and the people that were just living life, and the hippy dippy people, and it just, I don't know, it was just fun. But what's funny is I also had friends who were science nerds. I mean, I'm a Doctor Who geek. What can I say? I like classic Doctor Who, but I am so happy there's a female Doctor Who finally. But anyways, I'll back up. But I don't know. Like I said, I just always try to be nice to people and see if they're nice to me. And I give everybody 3 chances. I live my life by baseball rules. You get 3 chances. The 3rd strike, you're out. I'm sorry. And that's worked for me all my life. Yes, my Tom Baker. Yes, he's my favorite. As a matter of fact, I have a t-shirt, and it says, "This girl loves her doctor," and it's a picture of Tom Baker. So you could really express yourself in those days. A fellow derby girlfriend of mine opened a punk rock clothing store in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Oh, that's awesome, Robin. Awesome. You could really express yourself in those days. And you know what? It's sad that in current times, it's harder to express yourself because it's almost like things are going back to the 50s. And I'm sorry, but I was born in 68, and I was raised in the 70s and the me movement. And then the 80s in the we're going to do whatever we want to do, and that's just the way I am. I mean, I try to go about it a nice way. I don't try to be mean to people or anything like that. But why is my chat not moving? Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't redheaded, but I was bucktooth and clumsy and hyper. So, Mike, you were born in 63 or you graduated in 63? Doc Martens. Robin beats up bullies. You know what, Robin? I never stood up to my bullies, but my cousin / best friend Debbie got bullied once. And she's like the sweetest gal you could ever meet, ever. And I turned around one day when she was getting picked on, and I'm like, listen, you leave her alone. If you want to mess with somebody, you mess with me. So, born in 57. I was born in 68, class of 86. We like to say we're the reverse kids, So, yeah, that's why my derby number was 1968. And my derby wife, her name was Disco Inferno, and her number was 70S. So she was I was 68, she was 70s. Right, exactly. Exactly. Oh, 66. So you're only a couple years older than me. Nice. Yeah, I hit the big 50 this year, and everybody looks at me and goes, "You're 50? Really?" Like, yup. Sure am. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking a million miles a minute. Am I talking a million miles a minute, guys? See, this is me without alcohol. Can you imagine if I had been drinking a lot? Because I get even more talkative. Am I a Virgo? Me? Crash, are you talking to me? No cell phone, no caller ID, no internet. Life was freaking awesome. Exactly. You played outside. Played outside. My mom had a rule. I had to be home before the street light got on. If I wasn't on the front porch when the street light was on, I was in trouble. Okay, Crash, no, I'm a Libra. I was born October 15th. However, I was supposed to be born November 20th. My mom said I just couldn't wait. It was too hot because it was Indian summer the year I was born. Um, it was actually like 105, 106 degrees when I was born. So, yes, free range. Exactly. Kids went everywhere. I was a latchkey kid before the term latchkey kid was invented. Street light is the signal, skedaddle home quick. Exactly. Exactly. And you got dirty. Oh, okay, Crash. Yeah, I am a Libra birth sign, a Libra sun sign, and a Leo moon sign, which basically means I'm pretty chill unless you back me into a corner. If you back me into a corner, watch out. What are you doing, Magic? Magic's just, he's chiming in. See, Robin, me too. My sister will tell everybody that I raised her. She will. She will tell everybody that I raised her because my dad was in prison for a while and my mom worked full time. So, raise my son like that, a small town now. That's good. I live in a small town. When I was growing up here, there was about 12,000 people. Now there's about 8,000 people. It just keeps getting smaller and smaller. It's because there's no jobs here. So Scorpio rising. Okay. I was a single mom to my two kids for quite a while. After my divorce from my first husband, it was just me and my two kids, and I introduced them to all different kinds of people and gave them all different kinds of experiences, and it was hard. I worked two jobs and was going to college. But I did it, I look back now and I go, how the hell did I do it? But I did. It wasn't until, excuse me, my son was in first grade? Second grade. My son was in second grade, I think, when I married my second husband. Actually, he might have been in third grade. No, it was second grade. It was second grade. Well, right after his second grade, yeah. So, but now I'm single again. And, and now I forgot what I was going to say. Don't you hate that? Surprise what you can do when trouble effect. Exactly, Robin. Exactly. It's one of those things you do what you got to do. Kind of like what I'm doing now. I don't have a job. I just found out today that I will no longer get unemployment benefits. I have about $2,000 in savings. And so now I'm trying to figure out just how I'm going to make it, but I'm keeping positive. There's some information in the description of my channel. If y'all want to take a look at that, there are links there to contact me, and if you're interested in like getting a tarot reading from me or something like that. I'm giving myself a plug. I'm sorry, this will be the one and only plug I give you during this feed. But I have a GoFundMe campaign going on, and there will be a link in the description, and I also have my email address in the description, so you can all contact me if you want to. And I do tarot readings, and I also teach tarot lessons, and I also do tarot therapy because I am a counselor. I have a master's degree in social work, and I specialized in crisis counseling. So I do have a PayPal for my readings, Robin. Yeah, the link will be in the description. Crash selling blankets. That's not profitable because for the amount of yarn and time that goes into them, I would have to price the blankets so high just to recoup the materials and time cost, that people won't buy them. I've tried that before. So you're an empath. Awesome. I've been I think I'm probably an empath as well, but I've been a tarot reader for going on 39 years now. And I actually taught tarot reading at my local junior college for 6 years. Yes, I did, and it was for a credit. So, okay, I actually was thinking about getting my CDAC actually at this last job that I had. So, but that didn't happen. Let's see. Scorpios and Aquarians can get along well. Yeah, oh, awesome. That's cool. I have a minor in women's studies, and I actually used to work as a rape crisis counselor. I was the one that the hospitals and the police stations would call at 3 o'clock in the morning to come be with a survivor of sexual assault. So I'm literally the one that would get the call to come talk somebody off a ledge, literally. I've done it. So however, I did not get my social work license. I didn't get my clinical license because at the time that I went through school, my mentor told me, oh, you won't need a license. There's going to be so many, soldiers coming back from Afghanistan. They're going to, be knocking down social workers' doors. So I never went and got supervision. You need 3,000 hours of supervision. So I didn't rack up my supervision, and I didn't go sit for my exam to get my licensure. And now here it is 11, almost 12 years later, and I don't have a license. So, oh yeah, empath. Yeah, people who feel, yeah. Yep. An empath is someone who can feel what the other person is feeling. A sympath is someone who can accept and acknowledge what the other person is feeling. That's probably the best way to describe it. Let's see, studying, just got our associates in psych. Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought about going back and getting my PhD in psych, but I don't know. That's a lot. That's like several more years, and I'm already 50, and I also have a degree in English literature. If you can believe that. So here I am. I have degrees in English literature and social work and women's studies, crisis counseling. My technical title is a crisis interventionist. So yeah, I do tarot therapy. That's actually what the GoFundMe is about, is so that I can open my tarot therapy business. So feelings of natures. Yeah. Oh gosh, my nose is sniffly tonight, guys. I do apologize. I've been keeping my heat turned down way low since I don't have a job right now, and I'm basically losing all of my benefits. It's making my nose a little sniffly. That's why I'm all bundled up too. So, yep. So let's talk of happier things. Somebody pose a happy topic. What's your favorite book? I have a couple favorite books. One of them is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And the other one, I wonder if I have it over here. Oh, rats. It must be on the other side. My other favorite book is called Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by Richard Bach. I wish I could do more yoga, but for someone who's hyper flexible, yoga is not a good thing because it's easier to hurt yourself. So, Without Remorse. Oh, Tom Clancy, isn't he like a thriller kind of author? Like a espionage type author? Reign of Gold. What's Reign of Gold? Better real page turn. Okay. I'm a murder mystery girl. I like Agatha Christie. She's one of my favorite authors. I love Agatha Christie. trying to think who else I like. Marion Zimmer Bradley. So, yeah, government espionage. That's what I thought, Mike. That's what I thought. I also like true crime. I like to read about true crime stories. Um, that's kind of the way my brain works. I like to be analytical. I like to try and figure things out. I think that's why I'm a survivor, because I've always been able to kind of look at something and then figure out 10 different ways to do it. Everybody keeps saying I need to do one of those, what do you call it? Escape rooms. So, 10 Little Indians. Yep. Which it actually had a more offensive original title. And it was changed, I believe, in the 60s, but I won't say what the title was. Post-apocalyptic, zombies. My son likes zombie stories. I never got into them. I don't know. Trying to think. I like Laura Childs. She writes kind of cozy mysteries. I like cozy mysteries as well. I was never one into romance or anything like that. And then there were none, yeah. Crash. And this is me without drugs. Could you imagine? I like to tell people that. I'm like, look, this is me sober and straight. Could you imagine if I ever did drugs? Oh my God, I would be freaking awesome, right? No, I'd be freaking people out. That's what it would be. I think that's why I like Witchy so much, because Witch on Wheels, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Because, I'm just, this is how I am, this is what I like to do. Yeah. So, I'm looking at my time, guys. I'm probably going to end this in about 5 minutes, just so you know, because I have some things that I have to do before heading off to bed. It's supposed to get really cold again tonight. The snow finally melted, and now they're calling for ice this weekend, so I have to do some preparations around the homestead, because I notice I've got some widowmakers out there in the yard that I need to take care of. That way they don't, fall on my head. So, yeah, I love Witchy. I am so glad that Amanda actually via YouTube introduced me to her. She's really sweet. I like her. Tabitha, get out of the sink. Sorry, my cat likes Tabitha. Tabitha's the only one that does it. I think it's because she was a feral kitten. She likes to jump into my kitchen sink. I don't know why. Crash 243. I don't know what that means, but okay. But yeah, I'm just another crazy knucklehead trying to make it through this life, without hurting anybody. That's the way I look at it anyway. So, Tweak likes to rip the curtains. Oh, thanks, Crash. I do appreciate it. Hey, I hope you guys come back and see me on Thursday again. That you guys, like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense that you know about. Looking at kittens to get right now. Well, this one, Tabitha is a kitten. The vet and I have her guessed at probably about 6 months old, right around that. It's hard to tell. Like I said, she was feral, so you too, Robin. That's awesome. I am thankful that y'all came in tonight. I really do appreciate it. Oh, yay. Oh, good, Maggie Jo. Yes, and let me know how that turns out. I mean, seriously, I'll be thinking about you and sending you good energy, because when you have a rare disease, it's hard because, no one's heard of it, no one knows anything about it, and then they try to tell you it's all in your head. And then, oh, Maggie, before I forget, go to the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome website. There's a website, and just type in Ehlers-Danlos and you'll get the full society website. It has lists of doctors, it has lists of treatments, and it has lists of support groups. It's got lots of articles. Because there are so many different types of Ehlers-Danlos, it can help you figure out what things you may or may not have and what things you can ask your doctor and what type of doctors you should be looking for. So Maggie, please check out the Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome Society page, website, because that will help you a lot. And thank you all. Yes, group hug. Yes, big group hug. I appreciate it. It is now, I've been on here an hour and a half. And look at this, guys. Look at this. This shows you how much I don't drink. I still have a couple swallows of beer left. And we've been on here for an hour and a half. So, yeah. And I started drinking that beer before I got on here. So, namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. By all means, come back again next Thursday. Check out my other videos. Yes, it was a high life. Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm a cheap drunk. But please, check out my other playlists. I have lots of different things that people might be interested in. Not all of them are pagan related. So, if you're not into that type of spirituality, I just started doing the happenstance story time for kids. And so far it's getting really positive reviews. So, if you have kids, take a look at it. I also do crafts. And then if you lean more towards the spiritual bent of things, I do Tarot Tuesdays. So, yes, I guess I will catch you on the flip side. And hopefully see you next week. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. And